I'm the Amazing Atheist, and as we all know, there's some crazy shit in the Quran, so let's get right into it.
As for the thief, both male and female, cut off their hands. It is the reward of their own deeds, an exemplary punishment from Allah. Allah is mighty, wise.
Well, first of all, if it's a punishment from Allah, then why doesn't Allah do it himself? Why does he need his followers here on earth to do it in his name? I guess the thought is that they steal stuff with their hands, so cut off their hand. Maybe it was an elegant solution at the time, but it certainly hasn't stood the test of time. I don't think it has. I think that that's a barbaric punishment and, no one's to be subjected to it. I know a lot of you are probably thinking that that's too PC, and I've gone way too crazy in my liberal left-wing nut jobbery, but I just don't feel like people should have their hands cut off for stealing something. I just don't. I take a stand against that, and I'm proud that I do.
Fight those who do not believe in Allah, nor in the latter day, nor do they prohibit what Allah and his messenger have prohibited, nor follow the religion of truth, out of those who have been given the book until they pay the tax in acknowledgement of superiority, and they are in a state of subjection.
So this verse is basically saying that it's okay to have another religion other than Islam as long as your religion pays Islam money, and you have to acknowledge the superiority of Islam. But of course, if you were truly going to acknowledge the superiority of Islam, you would convert to Islam. If you really honestly believe their religion to be superior, you would become part of it. So Islam is basically saying, okay, you can have your other beliefs, but you have to say ours are better, and you have to give us money. I mean, isn't that kind of superficial? Just saying that all people have to do is pay lip service to your religion? I mean, shouldn't it just be the money? Do they really have to give you this lip service that you know is insincere? I mean, I guess if it makes you feel better. I mean, I could probably pay someone $100 to tell me that my dick is huge. Doesn't change the facts.
And all married women are forbidden unto you, save those captives whom your right hand possesses.
Something that meshes very well with our modern sensibilities, because that's part of our lives, is killing our enemies and stealing their sex slaves away from them. You know, maybe some of us wish that was part of day-to-day life, but, honestly, doesn't really come up too much anymore. Maybe it still does in this region, but I think this book might have something to do with that.
That when our revelations are recited to him, he saith, mere fables of the men of old, we shall brand him on the nose.
Wow, nose branding. That's probably going to be the next thing, with the body alteration movement. They got the gauges in their ears and, the septum piercings and, then there's weird, I don't know what these things are called, where they cut a hole in their face so you can see their teeth and shit, but that's going to be the next thing, nose branding. All you have to do is say that Islam is just a bunch of old fables and shit, and apparently Muslims are supposed to brand your nose. So if you want a free nose branding, just walk up to a Muslim and be like, yo, Islam's a fairy tale, bitch. Here's a brand. The entire third surah of the Quran, that's their word for chapter, is basically just one giant long rant about how disbelievers are going to suffer a terrible doom. Here's a few excerpts from just that chapter.
Lo, those who disbelieve the revelations of Allah, theirs will be a heavy doom. On that day, neither the riches nor the progeny of those who disbelieve will aught avail them with Allah. They will be fuel for the fire. Like Pharaoh's folk and those who were before them, they disbelieved our revelations, and so Allah seized them for their sins, and Allah is severe in punishment. Say, O Muhammad, unto those who disbelieve, you shall be overcome and gathered unto hell, an evil resting place. Whoso disbelieveth the revelations of Allah will find that, lo, Allah is swift at reckoning, and whoso seeketh as religion other than the surrender to Allah, it will not be accepted from him, and he will be a loser in the hereafter.
You're a loser, disbeliever. You're a fucking loser. Look at you. You disbelieve in the tenets of Islam. You're a loser. You're gonna be a loser in the afterlife. You're a fucking loser.
Fighting is prescribed for you, and ye dislike it. But it is possible that ye dislike a thing which is good for you, and that ye love a thing which is bad for you. But Allah knoweth, and ye know not.
There are certain contexts where this sort of speech might be forgivable. Like if you're trying to get a group of people to stand up and fight for themselves against an antagonistic enemy who's persecuting them. Like, you know, like in Seven Samurai, if you've seen that. But this is not that. This is Muhammad preaching to a group of people that he's trying to convince to form raiding parties to go off and steal goods from other people. So, not exactly a nice guy. Not exactly a nice tactic. He's basically saying, yeah, I know that you guys don't want to do this. I know that on the surface this seems reprehensible and horrible, but I heard from Allah that this is fucking totally legit. And if you question Allah, you gotta fuck your shit up. Sorry. Just the way things go. Personally, I'd be more lenient. I'd be more merciful. But Allah, he's a dick. We gotta do what he says. And he says, we gotta raid that caravan, steal their shit, and build me a fucking palace!
Indeed, the penalty for those who wage war against Allah and his messenger, and strive upon the earth to cause corruption, is none but that they be killed or crucified, or that their hands and feet be cut off from opposite sides, or that they be exiled from the land. That is for them a disgrace in this world, and for them in the hereafter is a great punishment.
So wait, if you steal something, you only get one hand cut off, but if you criticize Islam, you get crucified or you get opposite, a hand and a foot from opposite ends of your body cut off, or you get exiled from the lands. And then, even after that shit's over, you die, and you're going to hell to be tortured for all time. Islam!
O believers, fight the unbelievers who are near to you, and let them find in you a harshness, and know that Allah is with the God-fearing.
So here the Quran is prescribing harshness as the remedy for someone who disagrees with your religious beliefs. Someone doesn't believe in the same imaginary sky patriarch that you do? Bullshit! You need to treat them with as much harshness as possible. In fact, you should probably brand their nose.
When thy Lord was revealing to the angels, I am with you, so confirm the believers. I shall cast into the unbelievers' hearts terror, so smite above the necks, and smite every finger of them.
To smite someone above the neck is to cut their head off. But, modern Muslims don't do that. We haven't seen any Muslims cutting people's heads off. That's not been in the news or anything recently. That's just people who are taking the Quran and twisting it, because even though it clearly says here to, smite unbelievers above the neck, that's not what they meant. What they meant was,
O believers, take not Jews and Christians as friends. They are friends of each other. Whoso of you makes them his friend is one of them. Allah guides not the people of the evildoers.
We gotta smoke out the evildoers. Smoke them out. Yeah, so if you're a Muslim and you have Christian or Jewish friends, just know that you are in clear violation of the Quran. And that you are apparently, just by being friends with a Jew or a Christian, you have become either a Jew or a Christian, because good Muslims don't associate with those kinds of people. I've made a lot of top 10 lists. Usually the challenge is, man, can I find 10 examples of this thing? Can I inflate this list up to 10? But with this, the challenge was like, how can I possibly restrict it to 10? I mean, I wasn't even able to. I had to take several verses from the same surah, and there was still a ton of stuff that I had to leave out. So this probably is not the only top 10 list of fucked up quotes from the Quran. You're probably going to see more, especially if this gets popular. So if you like it and you want to see more of it, give it a thumbs up and share it around. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out.